What ho, everybody. Ian here. Last week, I think it was, James Hilton posted on his blog a video of an impossibly tiny N-scale shunting layout that he had built called Penbont Dries. It was so impossibly small as to be the size of one of his books, and it fitted in a flight case, sort of a very small flight case sort of thing, makeup case, and it's caused quite a stir. The track plan was just two simple single sidings fed by a fiddlestick, and that was caused a real fuss. It's a very simple concept that reappears over the years. I remember Steve Bennett presented Simplicity Sidings on the Natterbox forum many years ago, good 20 years ago maybe, and Bob Hughes, he also came up with Little O Goods, and I want to say Little O Mill. There were a couple of O scale layouts that he built that you are the same theory. In fact, Little O Goods was actually in the Micro Model Railway Dispatch a couple of years ago. I'll look that up where it was, and I'll post it down here. Little link for you for the issue of the Micro Model Railway Dispatch for you to look at. So this double sidings with a fiddlestick idea has always intrigued me. I've never actually built one yet, and so I started thinking about it. And the last thing I commented on my post to him was, I will go and see how long a train is in O scale. Because here we are then. Here's my Sentinel and a few wagons, a brake van and a couple of wagons there, and it is 21.5 inches, so not even 2 feet. Northcote's is a little bit too big to set up on the kitchen table for some mindless switching, some mindless shunting. So the Sentinel and a couple of wagons would only be like less than 2 feet long. So I'm thinking that I should do my own version of this, put my own spin on it, as you Here we go then. I'm going to try something new here. I'm going to try and show you how my brain works when I'm trying to design something for a micro layout, and we're going to talk about this Simplicity Sidings idea, the two sidings and one fiddlestick just like this shown here. We're going to try and come up with my interpretation of this simple idea. So I'm working with this book, Model Railway Planning and Design, the Santona Publications book that I talked about in my last micro layout blog chats. There's two plans in there, two schemes that really interest me in there. There is this one, this is Yarmouth Union, and then there is this one, Leven Lock. They both got a couple of things about them that I really like. So we'll start with Yarmouth Union. This has a couple of places that couple of sections in this small layout that could work for the Simplicity Sidings, and I'll just mark those out here. Just give you there we go, got it right. Just give you a clue where they are. There is this section here. You could, you could have your fiddlestick over at this end and line up with these two roads here, and we have a covered loading dock here, which is nice and handy to have, because then that hides any activity that goes on there. You can't see that nothing is happening, so it would suggest that something is going on undercover there. So I kind of like that area for a start. And then there's also this area here. You have two parallel sidings. You have one here and one here. This one faces onto the coal yard, so you could move your coal bins closer to the line there, and your builder's yard is still here. So, and you could probably even fit one of these babies on in the yard there. The small store from Scale Scenes, that's actually a freebie, so no expense so far. So anyway, I've lost me, there we go. Now we're back. Yes, there's two possible choices there, and these are things that are like continually churning over in my mind. So we'll get rid of those, and now we'll go back to this other one. This is the Leven lock plan. This too has a couple of areas that could be quite useful as for the for this Simplicity Sidings project. There's this. Come here, you. There we go. So there's this area here. You have two sidings here. You have one going into this mill building, and you have another one outside it there. And you would be feeding your fiddlestick off this end here. So then there's another area too here, and I like this area as well. So you have the siding here, and you have this curved siding here. Now you could probably move that a bit closer and curve it in round there. What I really like about this area is you have like a platform here between the two. So this is like a goods area. You could put like a, you could maybe fit in that shed again here, and you got like two lines here that can be worked. So interesting couple of ideas here that that I quite like and am probably going to work on and develop a bit more. I would like to keep things fairly simple and quick and easy, so I'm thinking that a big structure like this one here is probably out. Small structures like here, where I could use the Scale Scenes freebie, that might work. So anyway, so there's two ideas. That's how I'm thinking, and we will now move on to the next idea, next stage, and see how we can put everything together decently. So starting with a new file, and I'm going to import a photograph. Now I've got this photograph here. I mocked up a track layout for this this project. I like the idea of a curving siding there, so I've put that in there like that. Right, so I've imported my photograph. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to make it, I'm going to decrease the opacity, because if I'm it's like tracing, it's like I put a piece of tracing paper over that. So then I add a new layer on top of that, and then I'm going to draw on this layer. So we're just going to like throw in some quick sketchy guidelines just like this, because then we are basically, so we are tracing the track work. You know, we know things should fit. So there we go. That's all you need to start with. So one thing I have thought about and talked about is that we are going to have this building for the on the structure, and that's the scale Sidings provender store sort of thing. We can download that for free and enlarge it to the proper size, and it's going to be about 7 inches by 3.5, something like that, a little bit bigger than that perhaps. So we know we need to leave a space here, 7.5. We have to have a half space, 7.5 by 3.5. So I think we've got plenty of room in here for said provender store, shed, whatever it is, and we will just throw that in there like that. I mean, we might try another sketch another time where we actually put it in a different place, but this is just to give me an idea of what it might look like. So we put the shed in there on its little legs. Now, of course, you're probably saying, well, I can't understand what you've drawn there, Ian. I will like switch off the off that layer and take the background image out, and I think you can now see where we are going with this. It's really sketchy, hairy sort of start point. This board is that I laid the track on was 20 by 30, which is slightly over the 4 square feet limit. I mean, it's like 20 by 30, 2, 3, 20 by 30. Is that 500 square inches? So, and the micro late is 496. So it's like, it's 4 square inches over. But if we wanted to lose some space here, if we wanted to lose, then I would like chop that baseboard, chop the edge off the baseboard there, put a brick wall in there, maybe, I don't know. There's an idea. We've lost some space back, lost some baseboard space back there, so we're now definitely on the micro layout size. Maybe we need to put in a small line side hut here to hide exiting off stage. I don't know, would one fit in there? I'm 100% sure perhaps something in low relief probably would, just a silhouette to hide things. Anyway, there you go, that's the start. I mean, I think, I don't know, can you tell what I'm getting at here? Maybe not. I can. That's the thing. So it's like, I will now go and work on this in a little bit greater detail.
Here we are then. I've worked it all up, and what do you think? We have, from left to right, we have a cut open hut there, where line side hut sort of thing. You can like watch the train go by through the window of the hut there, maybe. So then the siding, the front siding, where you would leave the wagons to be shunted into the goods shed at the back. So we have a behind the track. We have like a chain link fence. That's the word I'm looking for. So chain link fence divides the yard from the railway siding. So, and then in the yard we have that provender style hut and a siding, and so you can switch wagons in and out to be left at the siding to be unloaded. And then we have brick wall at the back to form part of the back scene. Oh, and I forgot, there's also on the front right, there is a tree there just to counteract the shed on the other side of the layout. So that's the scene. You know what? I really like it.
So yeah, I am still looking at this idea. I say I really like it. I really like the way this image has presented itself to me, and it looks a very natural sort of scene. So I can see myself perhaps building this in the very near future. But I've got Fortuinio, I've got Termasogel, I've got Kuru, and of course I've got Bontofts there. They've all got to be worked on in the coming weeks. So I don't really need another project, but I really do like the way this one looks, and the idea of O scale in like 30 inches in length really does appeal to me at the minute. But we will see. It was interesting to go through this project, because as I'm doing the designing, I was looking at how this all fits into the book, the little book of micro layouts that I'm working on. So this probably won't be in the book because I've got most of it written already, so I'm not going to go in there and change it again. But so it was interesting to go through the project and see how my thoughts for working on this were tallying with what I was actually writing in the book. So that was very interesting to do. So hopefully the book is now going to come on in leaps and bounds. So yeah, I'd better get on with that. I've got to get on with the book. I've got to get on with these layouts. I've got to get on with the micro model railway dispatch, for heaven's sake. So it's going to be a busy time now. So don't be surprised if I disappear off the face of the earth for a while. I'm just really busy. So in the meantime, build that model, lay that track, run that train, but above all, have fun. And we'll see you next time. So take care.